Face-to-face, how immersion and interactivity in serious games persuade players. So first, New York Times Simulator. What's it about? This is essentially a satirical game based off of the New York Times, a modern day newspaper, by putting the player in the shoes of an editor, which satirizes their reputation as well as the politics that they play. I want to focus on how interactivity and immersive techniques work together to persuade players in the New York Times Simulator, how that technique is useful in the broader serious games genre context. First off, let's show news being posted, decline of this special interest group, changing of the title, and then being posted to the side, resulting in not of a change to the special interest group. Overall, I want to show you interactivity and immersion, how together these result in a real persuasive experience. First off, let's take a little bit look at the immersion component. Let's look at this light. See here, posting this particular news article results in a decline in this tick, as well as, if we go back, a very sharp red splash here, as well as we see here the traffic light coloration of the green to yellow to red. Green is good, yellow is a warning, and red is very bad. We see here that these colors are meant to be brightly contrasting with the black and white look of the rest of the page. These colors pop, and they show the importance of these special interest groups on the editor's side relative to these flatter black and white aesthetic. Additionally, let's talk about the pen. So right here, you can click this pen in the game in order to change how the title is being put. Important thing to note here, both of these titles are technically truthful. They're both correct in terms of portraying objective facts. The difference is how they show these facts. First one, several killed in Israeli attack on a overcrowded UN shelter. This one is put in the active voice, Israeli attack. You know who's perpetrating it. However, UN officials say shells hit a crowded shelter. That's not active. That is very passive. You don't know who's perpetrating this. It's important to note all of this is done by the player. They click the button. They change the title. Otherwise, it's just randomly selected. Lastly, another thing for immersion, reader's feedback. I wish everyone was as informed as I am. It's important to note New York Times' reputation of being the food for thought for the upper crust intellectuals of New York City, people who want to see themselves as smart. This is a particular part of the audience that is very well satirized here, but it's also something that many people can identify and identify with. They know this is something associated with the New York Times, feel like they're experiencing these events firsthand because they know they're familiar with these guideposts of these familiar ideas and these familiar individuals, even if they're more dramatic. In conclusion, why games? Why not movies or TV shows or clips in order to convince someone of something? What's so persuasive about games? Well, through interactivity and immersion working together to put the player in someone else's shoes, the game's critique on how the modern news industry is beholden to special interests can be more persuasive. Thank you for watching.